friends, let's assume that you have 10 books with you in your house. Now you want to keep that 10 books at one place in your house, at some place. Now will you keep that 10 books at 10 different places in your home, or will you keep that 10 books at one place, like in a bookshelf? Obviously you will find a place like a bookshelf and you will place that all books in that, right, one by one. So friends, here that bookshelf is the example of array, guys. Array in JavaScript is an object that stores multiple elements. Okay, unlike primitive data type that stores single value, array is a non-primitive data type in JavaScript that stores multiple elements, friends. Okay, so here just like the bookshelf where you will place all the books in order wise one by one, array also in the same way holds multiple elements in order wise with an index. Okay, and you can able to take your desired book, and you can able to add extra books like that in the bookshelf, right? So in the same way in array also we can add elements, we can remove elements, and we can manipulate elements, and we can do all that things. Okay, now let's see how the array looks like in JavaScript. So friends, you can see here array is an object, a different type that can store multiple elements. So a different type means actually object stores name value pairs, friends, or key value pairs. Okay, you learn about them in the next video, but for now just remember that array holds or array contains multiple elements, whereas object contains key value pairs. Okay, so that is why array is a different kind of object. Okay, now here you can see I have created an array called variable where mylist. Here this mylist is called array, guys. So this is the syntax. I have to open that brackets, and inside that these are the elements of array. See here I have hello, and then 1 2 3, and then a boolean value, and then 30 minus 20, and then black C. So in the above you are seeing that it is the index, friends. So it's just numbering for the elements. We should have some numbering, right? How many elements we have in the array, like that. Okay, and remember that index always starts from 0. Okay, and here you can observe that we have different data types. This is string, this is number, this is boolean, and this is something expression. So by this we can conclude that array stores multiple elements with multiple data types. Okay, so basically array always expects expression, friends. So it will not expect any statement. You can't place statement inside the array. Okay, for example, here in place of hello you can't write console.log hello, something like that, right? So it will always expect expression. Okay, that is the array. And there are two ways to create array, friends. First one is general, I mean normal, we'll use this in a regular basis. That is variable array1 equal to, see, have created two elements in that array, eat and sleep. Okay, and the next one is using array constructor. Okay, where variable array2 equal to new array, so we have to use new keyword and then array, and here inside the parenthesis, here we should not use brackets, inside the parenthesis have created again two elements. Okay, so this array constructor contains all the methods in its prototype that we use with arrays. Okay, you learn about that constructor functions and what is prototype and all that things in the later videos, but for now just remember that this is the second way or another way to create the array. Okay, next, array is dynamic in nature, size is not fixed. It means, friends, once we have declared some values, or once we have given some values in the array, that doesn't mean that those values are fixed in the array. So we can add or we can delete arrays dynamically. Okay, we'll see that with example now. So that is why array is called dynamic in nature. Okay, now let's see all these things one by one with examples. So I'm going into my VS Code. So friends, here I'm in my VS Code, and I have created a folder called array, and in that I have two files, index.html and then array.js. Okay, and I have linked that array.js file with index.html. So now let's write something. So I will write variable. So I'll take book1 variable, book1 equal to, so I'll write, let's say alchemist. Okay, and after that I will take another variable, and here I will write something like let's say you can win. Okay, and after that again I will take another variable. Here I will write book3 equal to, let's say, secret, something like that. Okay, now you can see if we have 20 books, we can't create 20 variables for that 20 books, right, separately. Again it will cost up too much of memory and it's a slow process, right? So for that reason they have introduced a concept called array. So let's do this thing in array. So first way of creating array, first way we have to take a variable and then name. So I'm taking here name as bookshelf, and I'm opening brackets, and then inside that we have to put all that elements. Okay, something like all chemist, and after that here comma is mandatory, friends. You have to take comma after each element, and here I'll write you can win, and after that I'll write secret. Okay, now let's see this. So I'll console this bookshelf. Okay, now I'll go to index.html and I'll open this with live server. and I'll inspect this. So if we click on this, I'll zoom it, friends. So you can see we got array with 3 elements, right? You can see we have alchemist, you can win, and secret. So here we have index, guys. I told you, no, index is nothing but it's a numbering. So it will start from 0 and 1 and 2. Okay. So and we have length property and 3. So we'll look into that. Next, let's go to index.html. I mean array.js, and let's again write array in second way. Now second way. So here we have to take again a variable. I'll take bookshelf2 now. Bookshelf2 equal to, here we have to use new keyword and then capital A and then array and then open parenthesis. Inside this, let's say I'll write 3. Okay, let's console this once. Console.log. Let's write bookshelf2. So let's see what we'll get. You can see we got array with 3 elements, but it is empty. So that's why it is showing like that. So in place of 3, now we'll write, let's take numbers 1, 2, 3, and then let's take something called Mary, a string. Now you can see just like the above one, we got the same array with multiple, I mean with different elements. Okay, so this is the second way of creating array, but we'll use regularly we'll use this first way only. Okay, now let's do something. Let's try to store multiple values. So let's take this only. So inside this I will write something called true, and after this I will write 1 and true, and then an expression something 30 minus 20. Okay, and did we miss something? Okay, I think everything is there. So let's go to index.html now. So you can see we got different kind of elements inside the array. Okay, and also we can store objects, we can store function, we can store again a new array in that. So we can store multiple data items, multiple data type elements, and multiple elements, guys. Okay, so something I'll write, let's say I will write array. I'll take new array, and inside this I'll pass names again, something like John, and after that let's take again Mary, and let's again put some numbers here. Okay, now let's open that. You can see we got array, and inside again array. Okay, so this is how we create the array, and we can place multiple elements into that. Now let's see how we can able to find the elements using the index. Okay, we have that index now, so let's do that. So actually let me cut this and let me paste this above. Okay, and here now we can play with that. So here let's do something. I'll write console.log, and inside that I'll write bookshelf, just bookshelf, and here we have to open again brackets, and here we have to pass the index number, guys. So let's say I'll pass 3. Let's see what we'll get. So we'll get true here because this is 0, alchemist is 0, and you can win 1, secret 2, and this true boolean value is 3. So that is why we got output as 3. I mean sorry, true. Okay, and let's do one more thing. Find length of array. So we'll find length of array. Okay, so we have one property for that. So let's do that now itself. Console.log, and here I will pass bookshelf again. Not these many zeros. God, what am I doing? Book and then shelf, and here we have to use one method, that is length. Okay, I'll so to add any methods to that array, we have to put the dot operator first. Okay, you have to put dot first, and then you can see, friends, these are the different kind of methods we that are available to manipulate or modify or do whatever with this array. Okay, so these methods are all accessible. Okay, now where this all methods are coming from? So they will be stored inside this prototype. Okay, they are already created by the developers, and they will be stored in that prototype. So since they are stored in the parent constructor prototype, they are accessible to this array2 method. I mean sorry, array2 child element. Okay, you learn about that in the later videos, but just to give you clarity, I'm just saying that. Okay, so let's write here dot length, length, length. So let's see what we'll get. You can see we got 8 elements, right? So let's see that. But friends, we have only 7, right? Index is showing 7, and we have actually only 7 elements in the array, but we got 8 here, right? So friends, that is nothing but always remember that index starts from 0 or counts from 0, whereas length always takes from 1. Okay, so you should not confuse again. Length starts from 1. Okay, now we can also do something. I'll copy this again, I'll paste that over here, and if you write length and -1, now we'll get the same value as index. Okay, so if you want to compute the value just like index, you can do this. Okay, you can go and now you can see we got 7. Okay, at first we got 8 and then we got 7, same as the index value. Okay, now let's see the type of operator and let's check that is actually this array is object or not. Okay, so we can write again console.log, and we can pass here type of, we can pass type of over there and open parenthesis, and inside that we can pass any array name. So I'll write something like bookshelf only. Now we'll definitely get object, see, because it's an object. Okay, so to just show you and verify that I'm passing that. Okay, now we can also do something. We have a method in JavaScript, I mean in arrays, that tells if the given element is present inside the array or not. So it will check. Okay, so to check, in certain cases we want to check if the element is present inside the array or not. So for that reason we can use this. So console.log, I'll write bookshelf array name, bookshelf, and here I have to use again dot because it's a method, and again I'll write includes, and here open parenthesis, and inside that you will pass some name. So let's say I'll pass secret. Okay, now I'll get a boolean output. You can say I got true because it is present inside the array, right? So let's remove that T and E. Now we'll get false because that is not present in the array. Okay, so that is why we got boolean value, I mean false value. Okay, now one more thing, if I pass here in the place of index something like 12, which does not exist, we don't have 23 index, right? So we'll get undefined. So always remember that when you pass something like that, we'll get undefined because that element is not yet written inside that array. Okay, so let's change it to 6, something like 6 or 4. Okay, so I have some questions here, so let's make them above. Okay, here find element using index. Now we already understood how to find the element using index here itself. Okay, next find the length. We know the length property that is used to find the length of array. Okay, and check if exist, and we also know that includes method that is used to check if the given element is present inside the array or not. Okay, now change element using index. Okay, we have one more thing, using the index we have to change the element. Okay, so I'll copy this again, no, not that, actually let's write here again. I'll write bookshelf, and here I will write brackets, and then inside that let's take a fourth. Okay, and here we'll change it to something like let's say I want to change it JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript. Now again let's print that array console.log bookshelf. Okay, so now let's see what we'll get. So friends, you can see here 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. In the fourth place we have a true boolean, I mean one value, number value. In that place, that is replaced with this JavaScript string. So that is nothing but dynamically we can add, or I mean we can add using the index new elements. Okay, that is called, that process is called mutation of array, friends. Okay, mutation of array. Okay, this process is called mutation of array, and by this I think you have understood the concept of this arrays. In the next video we will see about some basic operations and some important methods that are used on the arrays. Okay, if you like this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you.